Welcome to another episode of Gluttons for Geekdom Live, Jazz Hands. Tonight we're going to be talking about the WWE Royal Rumble, which is tomorrow night. And as you can see, I'm wearing the Intercontinental Championship, at least the old one. And I want to know, how come the Intercontinental Championship is not being defended tomorrow evening at this prestigious event? I personally don't care for Dean Ambrose too much. He was great in The Shield, but he's kind of boring now. He's like, ooh, I'm a crazy guy. I'm not that entertained by him. I actually like The Miz lately. Him and his wife have brought prestige to this Intercontinental Championship, and I would like to see it go back to his prestigious waist. In other matches, you can see by my shirt, I'm quite a fan of Kevin Owens, and he's going to be facing off against Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship. And they have been talking about this shark cage that Chris Jericho is going to be in for like 5 weeks now. At this point, I'm sick of the whole idea. I just want the match to be over with and done with, and I'm sure that Chris Jericho is going to find some way out of that cage, get down, and cost Roman Reigns the match. And quite frankly, I don't want to see Roman Reigns as the WWE Universal Champion. So I'll be happy when Kevin Owens wins again and continues to be the champion. I believe also tomorrow night we're going to get to see AJ Styles versus John Cena. And I believe they had a whole bunch of matches a few months ago, and AJ Styles won all of them. And then John Cena went away to do some reality TV and whatever else he does when he's not at the WWE. And now they're going to face off again. And I guess by odds, you would think that there's no possible way that John Cena could lose this time, because he's lost so many times to AJ Styles already. I frankly can't and don't want to mention John Cena in the same breath as Ric Flair. If John Cena wins tomorrow night the WWE Championship, he is going to be a 16-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, whatever they're calling the main belts these days. And I don't want to mention him in the same breath as Ric Flair. So I hope he loses. I hope AJ Styles holds on to the WWE Championship, and that everyone can have a phenomenal day. Now, there's some other matches going on. Apparently Sasha Banks is going to fight Nia Jax, which I'm not sure how we're supposed to suspend believability and think that she'll have any chance to beat Nia Jax. But hopefully it'll be entertaining. I think Sheamus and Cesaro are defending the championships against The Club, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson, I think is the name of that bald fellow, the smaller one. Yeah, so be interesting. I mean, The Club keeps losing all the time, every time they have the big match, and quite frankly, it'd be nice to see them win the tag team championships and AJ Styles retain the WWE championship and them to have a really strong front going into WrestleMania season. But I mean, Sheamus and Cesaro just won the belts, so I feel like might be a little bit too soon for them to drop them, but maybe if they're going to split and start fighting each other again, that could work out. So it's a lot of interesting storylines going into this Royal Rumble. And of course, there's the Royal Rumble match. And a lot of big names in here this year. We got The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, Goldberg. I noticed that Chris Jericho is going to be in there, even though he's also going to be in the shark cage. This past week on Monday Night Raw, it looks like Seth Rollins was eliminated from the match. So I guess there's going to be some kind of interaction between him and Triple H, which should be interesting. I've heard some rumor that Triple H is looking a little pudgy these days, like me, as some of you might be able to tell from the camera. It does add about, 80, 90 pounds, not 10 like they say. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I don't see a clear winner. Most years when you're going into the Royal Rumble match, the pay-per-view, you're thinking that there's one person that you think is going to win, that you're almost sure is going to be at WrestleMania. But after the brand split and having the two separate shows with the two separate rosters and the two different champions, I'm just not really sure who they're going to go with. There's 8 people that haven't been announced to be in the Royal Rumble yet, and I'm hoping that there's going to be some big returns or some big name in there that's not there yet that could win the Royal Rumble. I personally would like to see Shelton Benjamin come back. I know they had been advertising him for SmackDown a couple of months ago, and then he hurt his shoulder, and I don't know what kind of condition he's in. There's always the rumor that MVP would come back. I'm not sure about him, but I'd love to see him pop up as well. There was rumors about Kenny Omega showing up at the Royal Rumble tomorrow, but he did say he was signing a new contract with New Japan, so I don't know if that's just to throw us off so we won't expect to see him tomorrow, or if he'll actually show up at the Royal Rumble, which would be fantastic. All in all, I'm really excited for the event. It's one of my favorite events from when I was a child. It's always nice to see all the different people that pop up and show up. Sometimes people will make appearances and they haven't been there for years, like The Rock sometimes will show up, maybe a little Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? You mealy-mouthed bastard? Look at ya. I'm just playing. Any which way, I always get very excited. I try to make it a special day. I have to work tomorrow, but Afterwards, maybe I'll make some macaroni and cheese, get some really fatty food in my belly before I watch the show on the WWE Network, which is only $9.99. That's about all I've got. If you have any comments, throw them out there. We'll be happy to answer any questions for you. I think we're going to have a new podcast out tomorrow at some point. I'm not sure if it'll be in the morning or the afternoon. And I only have one question left. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when Gluttons for Geekdom Live runs wild on you, brother?